Mountain League runner.
Yeah, would you believe the runner happens to be ex-AFL umpire Peter Cameron, and isn't it great to see fellas like him still involved in the game of footy?
For the listeners down there, he came over and tried to squirt Eric through with the water bottle. So the point there I make, Eric, is he's got the traditional smoke-free colours on, and he's still a white maggot.
Yes, so we're almost due for a start here in the third quarter at Wirriallic. So the umpires with the football in the middle of the ground, and play almost underway. And let's hope we can get a score fairly quickly, and that might bring Dick Philpott back to our broadcast point. I think he's got lost.
He's got a handful of pies, I think.
Well, the game is underway. Up high is Moore for the Geelong district. Down to Clark. Clark off one step, kicks to centre half forward for the Geelong side. Ball, kicked along the ground a little further toward the goal. This is probably as close as we've been to the goal for the Geelong side for some time, but the Yarra Valley side, well, it's picked up by Ricky O'Toole back on the ground, so that's a good sign for the Geelong side. But a series of handballs that comes back to Monkhorst for the Yarra Valley side. The beautiful kick has found his teammate there in Cartledge. A nice little handball to De Graaf. De Graaf right across the ground into the centre. Great pick up there for Yarra Valley, and throwing the ball. So great tackle, Luke Forbes. So Forbes of the Geelong district side has the free kick. Centre half back. Looks for options further up the ground. Well, the kick is, it's bypassed about 5 or 6 players, ended up at centre half back in the arms there of Schoon. A little handball across to Ryan, and the Yarra Valley take it wide to Willoughby on the outer side once again. He's a will of the wisp, this fella's kicked a couple of goals, and a lovely left foot pass looking for the full forward in Orlich up there, but the ball eludes he and Chris Smith from the Geelong district side, and it's over the boundary line. Pete, they've moved the ball so very well all day, the Yarra Valley side.
They've been able to get players to the ball in 3s and 4s, and I think this is where it's really counted. Stormy said in the half-time brief that they've been flooding into the back line and then pushing forward as a pack.
From the throw-in, comes to the back of the pack as we mentioned. There's a beautiful kick and a lovely lead there for the Yarra Valley side, and it's Norm Cartledge, who might well be the assistant coach,
yes,
I think,
he is the assistant coach,
this particular side. And I tell you what, he's been around for a while, I reckon, this guy, but he knows where to go to get a kick of the football. And he's 25 metres out, almost no angle at all, and Cartledge for the Yarra Valley side moves in on the right foot. Good looking kick. He's not going to quite make the distance. Off hands. It's come to ground, and well, the Geelong side more than happy to rush behind.
I tell you what, Eric, back up in my old stomping ground, Albury, we had a doctor up there called Dr. Pill, which I thought was a great name for a doctor, Dr. Pill. How would you be with a footballer with the name of Cartledge?
Oh yes, yes. So Chris Smith does the kicking in for the Geelong side. Finds his teammate in Clinton Shaw at centre half back. Handball to Ricky O'Toole. Look away handball to Aitchison. Aitchison back to O'Toole. They've got it to centre wing, the Geelong side, but there it breaks down because Tim Scott takes the mark at half back and repels that attack. 10 goals for Yarra Valley. They lead Geelong, get the score. Lexington Wyndham third quarter scoreboard, and as we speak, it's Danny Ryan clearing the ball for the Yarra Valley side, but it's out of bounds on the full, almost through centre wing. Free kick to the Geelong side. Kick forward from behind is Ricky O'Toole, but unfortunately you can't mark from behind, and the mark has been paid to Danny Ryan. Man in front takes the safe mark. Twin wing and half back for Yarra Valley. Kick back into the toward the corridor, off hands to Goodwin. Goodwin gets a handball, looking for
McNamara it was.
He's looking for his own teammate, but Matty McNamara from the Corio or Anarchy side now pushes over the boundary line, and the ball will be thrown in between centre wing and half forward flank for the Yarra Valley side. In it comes Monkhorst, just sheer body weight, and he's done it all day, Pete. He's a wonderful use of the body.
He certainly has, and pushes the ball down to where Willoughby tries to get control of it. He turns onto the right, kicks it down, and Schoon tries to take a mark, can't do so, and the GDFL players through Clark and McNamara and O'Toole push the ball over the boundary line.
It's going to be a wonderful learning experience for Peter Moore in the ruck.
It will be. Dick was saying earlier, you know, Mark Crean, how happy he would be to be able to say in years to come that he actually played an interleague game against Damien Monkhorst.
Well, the ball's back in the centre of the ground. It's neither side can get a clear takeaway. The umpire surely will put a whistle on play, and he does, and the ball will be thrown up inside the centre square, almost adjacent, in fact, to the centre circle. As Monkhorst trudges towards centre half forward, the water is just absolutely splashing up from under his feet, so it's very wet in the middle. Moore gets a tap down for the Geelong side. Player held without the footy. No free kicks at the umpire. Willoughby hooks it back towards centre half forward. All Geelong there. Can they pick it up?
McNamara tries. Kicks off the ground.
Tries. McVilly picks it up. Kicks to half forward, but gee whiz, the Geelong side breaking down there. Look away handball there for Geelong. Picked up by Nick Smith. Tries a little left foot kick. Gains about 20 metres, but...
have a look at the water.
Well, the ball is in a water puddle there, and just as Shane Andrews gets the ball out and heads for home, unfortunately the umpire put a whistle on play. So half-forward flank for the Geelong District side.
At half-time, Stormy, in his address, he basically said we're 10 goals to zip. Doesn't mean a thing, let's just get the first one, and I think they're going about it the right way.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. From the tap down of Monkhorst again, picked up there by Greenhall, drives towards centre half forward. Good defensive work by, it's Flack playing on the back line for the Geelong side. Picks it up, in fact. Handball's looking for Aitchison. Aitchison's pushed forward. No free kicks at the umpire, and he will move in, and the ball will be thrown up. Half forward flank for the Yarra Valley side. On the change room side of the ground here. Umpire McLaughlin from Geelong puts the ball up. Again, good work by Scout. Clark tries to get a handball forward. Picked up there by Greenhall of the Yarra Valley side. The old-fashioned torpedo, Pete. Haven't seen one of those for a while.
And not the best day to do it if he's trying to get the ball to teammates. Smith does clear the ball with a handball over to Shaw. Shaw can't get it off the ground too far and tunnels it forward, where Cartledge tries to get it for the Yarra side. He can't get it clear. Forms a pack again, but ball gets pushed out. O'Toole trying to tackle hard. Can't do so on Greenhall. Greenhall gets the ball over and gets the ball pushed forward through Roger, and he clears the ball down, but only into the waiting arms of Michael Rowe. Rowe plays on now, goes to the far side of the ground looking for big Mark Crean. Crean puts his body in first, but ball spills out. Goes out towards Cartledge again. Cartledge, a quick hand over to Goodwin. Goodwin loads it up. Big long kick down, off hands, and right in the deep attacking area of the Yarra Valley side and over the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in.
Here's the other experienced player who's benefit of his experience, Goodwin, running off centre half back. In fact, has kicked a goal, or kicked two. So he's prepared to run forward, but the ball deep in the forward pocket for the Yarra Valley side, and they're working pretty hard to increase their score. Handball comes back to De Graaf on the left foot, goes toward the corridor. Mark not taken, unfortunately for them, by Anderson. Comes to ground. Geelong players overrun the footy. Picked up there by Yarra Valley. Not handled by Fraser, and now Stacks on the mill once again. The umpires, good umpiring in the context, Pete, that they're allowing players to try and push the ball clear of the packs, but unfortunately on this occasion, it's underneath them all.
They've been quite consistent for two and a half quarters, which is good to see in these conditions.
Ball thrown up. Centre half forward for the Yarra Valley side, comes to ground. Ricky O'Toole picks it up, and he looks pretty okay. Nice little chip pass to Clinton Shaw. And Shaw now plays on quickly, goes right across the ground, looking for McNamara, and a great diving mark by Matt McNamara.
Picked up 15 metres.
And
that's got to be 50!
So Cartledge...
sorry about that.
Manhandling Matt McNamara, kicks towards half forward. In the way there is big Monkhorst, and takes the saving mark at centre half back. Played a great game, Damien Monkhorst. On the left foot, chips it forward. Two players, they upset one another. The Yarra Valley side comes by hand to Willoughby. Willoughby cross to the kicks towards centre half forward. Oh, nice little push out by
Clinton Shaw it was.
By Clinton Shaw. He pushed Andy Goodwin forward and takes the comfortable mark. Well, towards centre wing. Cartledge can't take the mark. Off hands it comes to Orlich. Orlich a little chip to full forward, and the man in front there is a great body work by Schoon. He used his body well, put himself in the right spot, and that's how well the Yarra Valley side think they're going, Pete, because Damien Monkhorst has been given a bit of a spell. So Schoon, 25 metres out, 45-degree angle, has the opportunity now to, gee, you walk past, he's a big man, isn't he?
How big is he?
Isn't he a big man? So Schoon, 20 metres out, on the right foot, and has hit the post. So a behind to the Yarra Valley Mountain District Football League. 10-5-65 is their score. They lead the GDFL, who are yet to score, and it's 9.5 minutes into the third quarter.
Ball now being kicked back into play by Smith. Can't find his opposing player, drops to the ground, but quickly picked up by Lazarick. Ball's turned over again and kicked back in by the Yarra Valley Mountain side, but only as far as Smith again.
Chris Smith goes wide to the wing. Rowe drops the chest mark out there on the half-back flank, battles on, tries manfully to get hold of the footy, and he's under real pressure, and the ball, well, still in play, and Ricky O'Toole shows them how, picks it up, runs away, kicks the ball to the safety of the boundary, and he's going 35-40 metres, and a good defensive effort by the Geelong District Footy League.
Eric, I said earlier that we couldn't get Dick Philpott back in the caravan because he was out sunbaking. He's now put the shirt back on. The lovely, beautiful blonde babies that were rubbing him down with sun cream have left you, Dick, and you're back with us.
I'm back with us, mate. I've cleaned up at the half-time function, and even ran into a couple of people that watch us on the Channel 31 footy show on Thursday night, so there you go.
Great work. Willoughby gets the ball into the full forward area again for the Yarra Valley side, but Chris Smith, an uncustomary roll that, the mark was paid there, Smith cleared it, Greenhill all but held the mark, but the umpire said yes, good enough, and Greenhill for the Yarra Valley side will have a shot on goal from 45 metres, directly in front, and it'll take a pretty good kick with the wet ball. Looks like he's gone for the torpedo, hasn't got hold of it, he's offline and behind.
Now I'll tell you what, Eric, you being an experienced man that's played a bit of footy, wet weather, torpedo, I reckon that's the height of arrogance on a day like today. You know, if I was coaching, that guy would be sitting over on the bench now.
Now think about Pete, if you get them right, they're the only thing that's going to carry any distance.
He didn't get it right.
He did, you're right.
And the good news about it is at least they do bleed, this mob. They do bleed, they are human, they do miss from time to time.
Well, from the kick in, the ball's on half-back flank, mark not taken by either side, and Matty McNamara for the Geelong team. Emerges from the bottom of the pack with the footy, and the umpire will put it up.
I'll tell you what, that's interesting. The Yarra Valley side, they've got two blokes sitting on the bench now, and I reckon Monkhurst is probably best on ground at the moment. He's sitting on the bench, and Willoughby would be second best on the ground, and he's sitting on the bench.
Yes, they've done well. The ball back in the middle. Goodwin pushes along the ground, not able to gain any distance to the Yarra Valley side. Player with the footy, Peterson, was beset upon by Geelong players. Cartledge picks it up, chips it forward. But in defence there is Shaw. Handball to Rowe, and Rowe under real pressure has put it out of bounds on the full. And the ensuing free kick will go to Cartledge of the Yarra Valley side.
Since he came on in the second quarter, Eric, young Rowe's been in a lot of the passages of play. And of course, when the rain was tumbling down, he found it difficult to get into the action. So
Cartledge for Yarra Valley to the head of the goal square. Ball in dispute there, comes clear. Nobody can pick it up, but good work in defence there for Geelong. It looked a bit like Rick Lazarick playing in defence, but neither team able to clear the pack, so the umpire will come in once again. We've been playing 13 minutes into the third quarter here. Yarra Valley 10-6, Geelong District yet to score.
Ball goes up. Alec gets the quick double-handed tap down, and he's done it very, very well. He's hit... He's hit Greenall fair on the chest with it. He's turned onto the left and popped it straight through the middle of the goal. So that's moves the Yarra Valley side now on to 11 goals, 6 I think it is.
That's correct.
Leading the GDFL. We're yet to crack ice.
And Dick, the skill level of the Yarra Valley side, there's water still laying completely over the ground here, but their skill level is almost outstanding.
It makes you think or wonder where they train. They obviously train in these conditions, or they're used to the conditions, because up in the mountains, of course, the dew is always falling on the ground, Eric.
We're in the ruck. Moore gets the tap clear for the Geelong side, but at centre half forward, they break down there. Ball... Well, a throw deemed against the Yarra Valley side. The free kick's gone to Peter McBilly. And McVilly now drives towards half forward, looking for O'Toole. It's over his head. Leading in the race for the ball is Tate. He overruns it also. It's close to the boundary. In fact, it's over, said the boundary line, said the boundary umpire. And 40 metres from the Geelong goal, and that's as close as we've been, Dick, for some time.
Yes, and a matter of fact, we're getting a bit excited now because it is actually down in our half-forward to forward pocket position with a chance there for Rowe, and he gets amongst the action then, and O'Toole back on the ground after coming off in the second quarter. They're all in there trying to have a go, and the umpire said, give it to me, it's about time I felt what the footy was like.
So the ball still on half-forward flank for the Geelong district side. Umpire with the footy, big pack of players around. Tap down, comes straight in the arms of Rowe. Unfortunately, they're absolutely beset upon him, and no chance to get a handball or a kick, and finally handball for the safety of the boundary. So, yeah, Michael Rowe, he's not the biggest physique, Dick, is he? And you get those big fellas running at you.
He's trying so hard, but he definitely is a dry weather player.
So ball thrown in, Ricky O'Toole picks it up, tries to elude 2 tackles, can't get clear, and then just sheer strength. The big fella there in, looked like Sharp, was it? Just tried to barge his way through. Well, Geelong are working very, very hard to keep the footy in the forward line. Ricky O'Toole looks for the safety of the boundary, should I say?
We say it would have been a magnificent pass in rugby parlance.
Yes, but found the boundary, and Geelong have gained 5 metres, so they're a little closer toward the goal area. Ball thrown down, picked up there by Nick Smith, drives toward the full forward position. Crean in front, can't take the mark. Luke Forbes tries to kick it off the ground, but away it comes back for the Yarra Valley side. Peter McVilly tries to get hold of it. Nick Smith tries to twist out of that tackle. Ball is picked up there by Tate. Tate on the left foot. He heads toward the goal area, but it's out of bounds, a metre from the behind post.
Yes, I tell you, my heart jumped a beat then. I thought we were going to score. But we're in the right spot as the umpire brings into play, and the players get up and they go for it. And here's a chance there for the GDFL side, but it goes straight up in the air. The players will go for a punch, and they're working it along in the forward pocket position. No one's able to gain possession, but comes out with the ball is Yarra District. What a surprise.
So in the middle, Clinton Shaw in good position. Sees a lead out wide. It's his teammate in, Stephen Gadd, well up the ground. Gadd can't control it, but the ball is still at half forward. Shaw goes in hard. Geelong kicking it off the ground, thrown out there to Nick Smith. Can Geelong get a score here? Nick Smith has put the ball on its way. And the Geelong district on the board. Behind there to Nick Smith.
And what is interesting, there's quite a big raw wet around the ground.
There was, yes. And the broadcast box, we went into absolute delirious mode, didn't we, fellas? Well, maybe this is the time now.
Lexus and Wyndham scoreboard. Yarra Valley 11-6, 72 lead Geelong District, 1 behind, 17 minutes into the third quarter.
Well, it's interesting to know that the fullback from Yarra Valley Mountain League can kick the footy because he hasn't had to do it all day.
Ball's hit Forbes on the chest. He can't get control of it, but does so and kicks it back in, and I think it's Clark.
Yeah, magnificent diving mark. The slips field and cricket will be very proud of him.
Damien Clark has taken a mark probably 35 to 40 metres out directly in front. Wet ball.
Have to be a chance he's decided to pass it.
And he's kicked her over to Ricky. I think Ricky O'Toole has taken a little chest mark, a little 10-metre poke.
Well, Ricky'd have more chance of kicking the distance perhaps than Damien Clark would have.
I think it's a great decision by Clarkey, no problem at all.
Well, in fact, he struggled to kick it 10 metres, didn't he, to get to Ricky.
Oh, that footy would dead set weigh about 30 kilos.
So O'Toole, 35 metres out. Oh, look, that's how heavy the footy is. He's kicked it wide of the mark anyway, but easily taken away by Ryan of the Yarra Valley side. Kicks it wide to centre wing. There's a good contest out there, and good body work. Peterson against his opponent there in Flack, and the ball is forced over the boundary line once again.
And it's interesting to note, Eric, that Geelong District Footy League, the Raiders, are actually to attack a lot more this quarter than they have been all day. And, well, the sun's shining up there at Wirialek, so funny things happen in footy. You never know what's going to happen there.
You're not wrong there. Then on a wet day, the umpires penalised somebody for trying to kick the ball off the ground. So the Yarra Valley side have got it deep on their half-forward flank now. Kicked inboard, not able to be picked up by Edwards, unfortunately for them. Handball comes clear to Greenall. Greenall hooks it back to the head of the goal square. In front there is Goodwin using his body but can't take the mark. Comes to ground, picked up by
Ruger.
Oh, that was Rouge, and he's kicked his second goal, has he not?
We were trying to figure out what we call him, Dick, whether he's got a French extract or what, whether it's Roget, Roger or Rouget.
Well, I'm the bloke who calls the bloke from East Geelong Router. So my diction isn't the best.
Is that Andy?
Correct.
So a goal to Yarra Valley. Lexus Wyndham scoreboard, Yarra Valley 12-6-78. Lead the Geelong District Football League. One behind. We've been playing almost 20 minutes.
And that was a bit disappointing there, because when the ball was on the central wing area, they let De Graaf play on from a free kick, and he was able to move the ball probably three times as far as it's been moved for quite some time.
Well, the ball in front of our broadcast position, and Dick, you almost took a mark there.
I nearly took a mark, and I nearly took half a kilo of mud as well.
So the ball forced out of bounds, adjacent to our broadcast position on true centre wing. Thrown in. Goodwin doing the ruck work against Moore. Goodwin just goes for the safety of the boundary line and finds it. Fortunately for Geelong, he's set it 5 metres towards the Geelong goal, but the ball's still on centre wing. About to come back in once again. Moore and Goodwin. Well, Goodwin just far too physically strong and just pushed Moore aside. Ball picked up there. Ricky O'Toole's at the footy, pushes it forward, pushing the back there, not seen. And certainly the umpires are, to some degree, put the whistle away, paying some of the more obvious free kicks, but quite a lot going unnoticed. Goodwin again, just uses the body, grabs the footy, kicks towards the centre half forward position. Oh, Shaw dropped the chest mark. He's run right over the top by Aldrich and gets the free kick for in the back. Plays on quickly. Handball to Aitchison. Aitchison there. Oh, the ball almost intercepted straight off the boot. Lands in the centre. Now a mark back to Aitchison. Well, the umpire was so slow blowing the whistle that Aitchison had played on, and now the ball in dispute in the centre circle, and the umpire will move in. Just Aitchison didn't wait for the whistle then, Pete, and
he thought about it and then took half a step the wrong way and got barreled by 3 blokes. Balls in the air. Goodwin against Moore. No clear knockaway. Does so now with the aid there through Flack, who's moved across the half-back line. The ball's turned over. McNamara tries to get a punch away. Can't do so. Schoon picks it up for Yarra. He kicks it forward, or handballs it forward, only as far as Greenall. Greenall gets himself clear. Obviously got no left foot. Inside-out kick with the right. And that was pretty ordinary skills there. And he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
They're claiming it landed on the ground inside, Pete, because they're throwing it in. Look to me.
Well, they should give us a kick, because that was his skill level was pretty ordinary.
It was. Well, ball thrown in. It's all Yarra Valley there. Players being held without the footy. Ball thrown across there to Edwards. Edwards has a pot shot from 20 and has missed by a few metres there. So another behind to the Yarra Valley Mountain District Footy League.
And the sun is absolutely streaming at the moment. It's just a magnificent day. Talk about game of footy in 2 halves.
I tell you what, Dick, Edwards for Yarra Valley, number 20 out there with he's got the Nigel Smart look about him, hasn't he?
He has, hasn't he? Yep, and the same hairdo.
So Yarra Valley 12-7, lead Geelong 1 behind. Geelong have cleared it across the base of goal.
Road to Flack.
Bit far out for Flack.
But Flack, well, almost straight into the Yarra Valley teammates in the middle of the ground. Ball, well, it's all Yarra Valley there. Picked up strong work by Tim Scott, the captain. He gets it wide to his teammate there in De Graaf. De Graaf a little left foot chip, but it's straight onto the chest of Flack. Flack on the left foot for Geelong, into the middle of the ground. Shaw is there. He's played pretty well today, Clinton Shaw, and takes the mark in the centre square. Looks for a lead at half forward. The mark has been taken by Stephen Gadd. Gadd now plays on quickly, goes wide, looks for Clark, and it's all Geelong at the moment. Clark now chips towards centre half forward. Unfortunately, it's a little short. Nick Smith, he's chasing, well, hands and knees, desperately trying to get hold of the footy, but finally it's picked up there by the Yarra Valley side and kicked away by Scott out onto the outer wing. In good position there is McBilly. Picks it up, lovely looking kick, but unfortunately it is off hands and over the boundary line. So
the amazing thing about it, Eric, is we're playing terrific footy at the moment, the GDFL, but we still haven't got a goal.
No, you're right, Dick.
It's hard to believe.
In 23.5 minutes gone, third quarter, very, very close, I think, now to three-quarter time. In fact, as I speak, the siren has sounded. So at three-quarter time, the Lexus Wyndham scoreboard, Yarra Valley Mountain District Football League 12-7, 79. lead the Geelong District Football League 1 behind. Goal kickers for the Yarra Valley side, 4 to Woolwich, 2 to Goodwin, 2 to Rouget, 2 to Willoughby, 1 each to Greenhall and Fraser. We'll go back to the station for some messages, and when we come back we'll have Peter Walker and Dick Philpott with their analysis. You're tuned to Geelong Radio, 100.3 FM, the home of local football.